think I've once described these stationary fronts as the gift that keeps on giving. We're going to see that this week. We had those rowdy storms last night. I think we had the storms the night or two before. More possible tonight, more possible tomorrow night. Here's hoping we don't have the kinds of damaging wind surprises that we've had recently, but we will be watching those. Right now, there's nothing going on in our area. There are storms to the north as a disturbance slides across to our north, but we will see a disturbance that rides that stationary front across our area later today. That stationary front will make temperatures more variable than usual across the area. I have 95 across our area, across the northern counties at least, 96, 97. In our southern counties, we could be closer to 97, 98 degrees by the time you get to Waco. So normally we don't see that kind of jump in just a couple of counties, but that stationary front is here, and there's a big variation. You get up north, they're talking low 90s in Dallas, Denton, up towards the Red River. So big variation in those temperatures, and that will possibly mean a big variation in terms of who gets what tonight with those storms. Overnight tonight, we're right around the low 70s, and some of us, again, in our northern counties, we could be in the 60s overnight tonight, versus farther south, closer to 71, 72, 73 degrees. So that variation will be a big change across the area, so be prepared for that. The satellite imagery is a great indication of where we're seeing that stationary front. You can see it kind of bisects our area. To the north, you see more cloud cover and you see some of this energy moving southward, but it just hits a brick wall and there's just not as much coverage. That lack of cloud cover will allow those southern counties to warm up pretty effectively. So here's that stationary front, and what we will see is that disturbance move along that tonight, create those thunderstorms, and when it comes to timing, it's kind of like a cable guy coming to your house. I can give you a window of about 4 to 5 p.m. to midnight. It's a long area, or a long period of time at least, and this is not saying that there's going to be one line of storms that will arrive at that time. It depends on where they pop up, how quickly they're moving, if they're moving at all. So this will be another one of those nights where I demand your Mother Nature demands your patience, and we will keep an eye on those storms to see if there's going to be any more microburst or downburst winds or any other of those kinds of surprises that we've dealt with the last couple of nights. Here's the way the Storm Prediction Center lays it out. An enhanced risk from about Waco and, Trinidad down there, and Killeen there, on Temple is what I'm trying to say. Temple to Waco, up to Waxahachie, and west, really northwest from here. And what looks like will happen is this is where the strongest storms will be, and then looks like further east, maybe not the same concentration. And as I mentioned, this outflow, the stationary front is going to be draped across our area, so south of that will be the best chances for storms. And then yes, outflow boundaries will factor into that too, because when you have one or two storms, you throw a couple of outflow boundaries out and that can turn into 5 or 6. So tonight will be one of those things where it could start out as one storm and then it could very quickly multiply from there. Here's what we have for tomorrow evening, a slight risk across most of the area. So maybe not quite the same kind of confidence, but the enhanced risk for today came out yesterday evening after last night's storm. So these situations where you have a stationary front and then you're kind of watching to see where these disturbances go, it's hard to forecast that too far ahead. So that's why sometimes it seems like we're getting last minute enhanced risks and these kind of things. That's why. So just be prepared for storms tonight, tomorrow. There are some forecasting storms for Wednesday. I think it's probably further east than us. At least I'm hoping so. I could use a break. So we'll see what happens. Tonight, damaging wind, large hail, going to be the primary risks. Yesterday we saw another one of those microbursts. We were talking 70 to 80 mile per hour winds were possible. That's almost tornado force. In fact, that is low-grade tornado force winds that are not rotating. They're coming straight at you. They're all in a straight line. That's all unified force from that storm. So that's all the damage that we've seen last night across southern Ellis County and parts of Nefero County. So just be prepared for that tonight and have that special or that safe room, that special place in your house set up because this could be a situation where you do need to take cover. So again, the tornado threat generally is pretty low. The flooding threat really is going to be localized tonight. It just depends on who gets those really heavy downpours. But the damaging wind and hail threat will be a little more widespread, so just stay tuned for coverage tonight. Here's the way the week lays out, and trust me, you'll be happy for the rain when you see what I've got behind me. 30% chances of storms both days. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to be limited to 30% chance coverage, 30% coverage rather. Last night, we probably had about a 40% chance, and then again, you get those outflow boundaries bouncing around everywhere. You have storms all over the place. So this is not saying that only 30% of our area will get rain. I'm saying a 30% chance that you will get rain. But again, it just all depends on how it lays out. We could get a complete washout tonight, but I still think it's a 30% probability that you actually get rain. Same for tomorrow night, might be further to our east, but we'll see how things lay out. Again, this is hard to call, so really sometimes it's the day of before we have the best idea. I have 92 here for the temperatures. That should be adjusted up to about 95. And again, it's going to vary greatly across our area. Southern areas, the closer you get to Waco, you're probably up in the upper 90s. So just keep that in mind. Tomorrow, again, mid-90s across our area. This may actually go up when we see tonight where that front sits. Wednesday should be a little bit cooler. Then Thursday, we crank it up, 99 degrees. Then we're in the triple digits. Those orange numbers are back for the latter half of the week into the weekend. So be prepared for that. You got weekend events. Limit outdoor activity in the heat of the day. Stay hydrated. Use sunscreen. Get back into that routine here. We should be in the low 90s this time of year, but we're Texans. We're used to this crazy heat. Before that, though, more storms. More fun to be had tonight, tomorrow night. Wednesday really looks like the best day of the week this week. Thursday, we start cranking the temperatures up. So stay tuned throughout the day today as we look forward to those storms, and stand by for a live coverage tonight of possible severe weather.